Coping with stress can be an absolute doozy. One heck of a challenge. Believe you me, I have done it the wrong way long enough to understand discovering the right way to cope with stress. And it's really different for others, for everyone. It's trial and error, but you have to figure out what works for you. But today I'm going to share some of the things that have proven successful for me in terms of managing stress so that it doesn't get the best of me. Stress comes in two ways. There is positive stress and then there's negative stress. There's toxic stress that really depletes you and stagnates you. It makes it difficult for you to manage your day and your expectations because the stress has now had a physiological impact on the way that you're able to engage in your assignments and your goals. We want to help you eliminate, I want to help you eliminate the kind of stress that comes to still kill and destroy. Again, let me clarify that because I stumbled a bit. The kind of stress that comes to still kill and destroy, to deplete you, to stop you, to break your stride, it is not healthy for you. It is the kind of stress that can have damaging effects on your mindset, your thought process, your psyche, and your physical being as well. Stress has been known to be a silent killer. It can affect your body, your blood pressure, and all of your faculties and organs. Stress can cause a decline in your health if it goes unchecked. Living under excruciating stress is like living as a time bomb. It can cause you to have a stroke, a heart attack, so many other things. You can even, get this, it is said that you can even develop stress can cause you to develop cancer as a result of the way that you house that stress on the inside. It's important that as much stress as you take in, you're able to release it. We can't always control our environment or the people around us until we figure out how to manage our lives in such a way that we begin to eliminate stress so that we're dealing with less and less of it, allowing our mind, body, and spirit to heal as a process, because we remove the factors that bring harm or damage us mind, body, or spirit wise. There's a correlation through in mind and body stressors and the way that it can affect you. There's a correlation. Stress is related to damaging of the psychological path. It's damaging to the physiological path. It just really can wreak havoc in your life. So it's really important that you get a hold of the amount of stress that you're dealing with. And the first tip that I'm going to give you with dealing with stress is to look at your stressors and to list them. Make a bulleted list of the things that stress you out the most, and then begin to make two different lists from that list. The first one will be to prioritize what's most important to you that you can eliminate. For example, if your kids are giving you stress, you know you can't just get rid of your kids. But things that you can eliminate, you can eliminate. And then I want you to make a list and prioritize the stressors that are wearing you down the most. So the most painful stressors in your life, list them at the top all the way down, because those are the ones you're going to want to find a way to manage, and then the others you're going to try to figure out what you can do with the process of elimination. Case in point, if you have friends that are stressing you out and they are bringing you more harm than good and they're negative, obviously you're going to distance yourself away from those friends. Now when it comes to family members that are not in your immediate household unit, you can also begin to manage the way that you deal with them. Lessen the amount of time that you spend on the phone with them. If the conversation turns negative or stressful, cleverly find a way to end the call. Don't be rude, always be positive and always be a light, and excuse yourself from the conversation. Eventually, after a while, they will get the hint and they will realize that they cannot conduct long conversations with you that cause you some level of pain or discomfort. Stress is no joke. You've got to handle it before it handles you. Stress on impact is a bit of a challenge. That's stress that you did not anticipate, and it's antagonistic, and suddenly you have to deal with it. And the way that you deal with that is by preventive stress exercises. And here's how I exercise to prevent stress before it takes place. Each day I determine who I am and who I'm going to be. I decide that I am a peacemaker. I decide that I walk at peace with all mankind, with all men. So that means that I have control, and I will not release my control over to a person that does not deserve it. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to steal my joy. Now, this doesn't work all the time, but practice makes perfect. So the more you practice this, the better you get at it. And you'll recognize stress when it comes to greet you, and you will not give it the power. So by deciding each day that you are a peacemaker and you walk at peace with all, you are giving yourself power and strength and control over things that haven't even hit your doorstep yet. It's beautiful. You wake up in the morning, and whatever your faith may be, you pray. And you speak over your life, because words have power. There is life in the power of the tongue, and there's death in the power of the tongue. And you can give life to who you are, and you can curse, rebuke, and bury who you don't want to be. I will not succumb to someone else's hostility or inability to control themselves. I will not be a victim of someone else's anger or pain. As they say, hurt people, and that doesn't mean that you have to now become a willing victim of someone else's personal pain. So there are two ways that you can manage stress, and that is stress on impact. And that's by practicing each day who you are, declaring and decreeing who you are, and practicing that. I love to pray in the morning. It changes my entire day around. And I love to meditate because it puts me into a peaceful place. And it definitely makes me stronger in terms of my temperance. And temperance is important because, again, you just never know what the day may bring. But if you're already walking in peace, you're less inclined to be taken out of it. I'm Sonya Ward. Thanks for listening. You can find me at www.themediamixer.com. Again, today we're discussing how you can cope with stress on impact, the kind of stress that you just don't anticipate. And it's different when everything is just going just like a bowl of cherries. But when it changes, then you are more inclined to change with it if you don't prepare yourself to be who you are, to declare who you are, to decree who you are, and to shape your day by speaking over your life. Thanks again. Take care.